everybody. I just got back from a week-long beach vacation, and to catch you up on what I've been doing, I read this book. Oh, buddy. The dog just farted. Big thank you to everybody who watched and commented on the last Ask Kristen video, how to help a suicidal friend. You all were so open and honest and thoughtful. Hannah Shoshana, who talks in the first part of her comment about issues that she's had with suicide. My advice to those on the other side of a suicide-related discussion is to never imply that your friend's worries and thoughts are baseless, and to never imply that your suffering at their loss would outweigh their current suffering. Listening with the understanding that their experience is not something you can empathize with is the best thing in my opinion. Thanks for that, Hannah. FYTJ also had some advice. A friend of mine whose mother committed suicide is now suicidal herself. Kristen gives some really great advice in this video. I would add 2 little details. Don't panic. Don't judge. If you start acting fearful around them or immediately talk about putting them on suicide watch, they will not open up to you. They'll feel even more isolated, and that's one of the worst feelings in the world. They already feel like a freak. Try your best not to accidentally treat them like one. Thank you, and again, thanks to everybody. Even though I realize it is the summer and I don't want to put a wet blanket on all of our poolside fun having, but school's coming back. I wanted to answer this question from Satan Hazard. How important are grades or marks? There was an article about this not too long ago in Forbes magazine. They found that the companies that care most about grades, we're talking out of college, are investment banks, professional service firms, and pharmaceutical companies. They also cited a survey from the National Association of Colleges and Employers, which found that 67% of companies in their survey screened candidates based on GPA. I have a feeling, Satan Hazard, that you are maybe not in college. Maybe you're in high school, maybe you're in middle school. That's when it can be a lot more challenging to feel like your grades are gonna matter at all. Yes, grades are important, but it's still the whole student that matters, even to colleges. All of that said, is there a correlation between your grades in high school and your future earnings as an adult? A recent study that was reported on in the Washington Post found that, yeah, the higher your GPA, the higher the average earnings tend to be. The logic is, the higher your grades in high school, the better college you're gonna get into, the better job that you'll get down the road. But a correlation between 2 data sets doesn't tell the entire story. For students of color, specifically African Americans and Hispanics, the influence of grades on future income was even stronger than it was for white students. Your GPA and the importance of grades and where you go to college, it's going to depend on factors like perhaps your socioeconomic background, which might perhaps be linked to your ethnic background, what your parents do, what you're exposed to, where you live, what you're interested in. Of course, the money that you make down the road is going to depend on what you want to be. I made really good grades, and I wanted to be a writer. Yeah. For those of you who are feeling the heat from your parents, I would encourage you to try to talk to them if at all possible, not to make excuses for you not doing your work. I think there is a line, and maybe you could talk to a teacher that you trust, maybe you could talk to a school counselor who could help you strategize ways to talk to your parents about understanding a little bit more of how that kind of pressure makes you feel, and how, beyond grades, you are setting yourself up for a bright and shiny future. Grades are important, but they aren't everything. I wish I had known that and understood that. Not so that I would have made worse grades, but just so that I could have relaxed a little bit. But now I want to know from you, in your experience, if you're an older person out of school, did grades make that much of a difference in your future career? And if you're in school, how do you deal with the pressure of making good grades? On the same note, I get a lot of questions from you wonderful people about things like focus and motivation and productivity. And if you would like me to do maybe a mini series of videos on that kind of stuff, also let me know. And as always, ask me your questions so I can give you, hopefully, at least B- answers. That's not so bad.